Welcome to the story of the Great Depression. Imagine losing a quarter of your life savings in a single day. Now imagine that happening to an entire nation. On October 29, 1929, the American stock market lost $14 billion in value. That's equivalent to over $200 billion today, vanishing in just 24 hours. This catastrophic day, known as Black Tuesday, marks the beginning of the Great Depression. The crisis would grip the United States and the world for over a decade, from 1929 until the early 1940s. While it started in America, its devastating effects rippled across every continent, reshaping economies and societies worldwide. But the Great Depression didn't begin on that fateful Tuesday in October. The seeds were planted years earlier, during the Roaring '20s. America experienced unprecedented economic growth after World War I. Factories hummed with production, new technologies emerged, and optimism filled the air. People believed prosperity would last forever. This confidence led to dangerous financial behavior. Americans borrowed heavily to buy stocks, a practice called buying on margin. You could purchase $100 of stock by paying only $10 up front. Banks loaned money freely, and speculation ran wild. Stock prices soared far beyond the actual value of companies. Meanwhile, serious problems lurked beneath the surface of prosperity. American farmers struggled throughout the 1920s with overproduction and falling crop prices. Income inequality reached extreme levels, with the wealthiest 1% owning over 40% of the nation's wealth. Average workers couldn't afford the products factories were producing. International trade faced barriers from high tariffs and war debts. The banking system itself was fundamentally unstable. Thousands of small banks operated independently without federal insurance or oversight. When one bank failed, panic spread to others. People rushed to withdraw their savings, creating devastating chain reactions. In September 1929, the stock market reached its peak, then began sliding downward. Investors grew nervous. On October 24th, known as Black Thursday, panic selling began. Leading bankers tried to stabilize markets by purchasing stocks, but confidence evaporated. The following Tuesday brought complete collapse. President Herbert Hoover occupied the White House when disaster struck. A successful businessman and humanitarian, Hoover believed strongly in limited government intervention. He thought the economy would correct itself naturally. As conditions worsened, he insisted recovery was just around the corner. History would judge him harshly for this optimism. The stock market crash destroyed wealth instantly, but the Depression's true horror unfolded gradually. Banks failed by the thousands. Between 1930 and 1933, over 9,000 American banks collapsed. People's life savings simply disappeared. Those lucky enough to have money hoarded it, refusing to spend or invest. Businesses closed their doors as customers vanished and credit dried up. Unemployment skyrocketed from 3% in 1929 to 25% by 1933. 1 in 4 American workers couldn't find jobs. For those still employed, wages fell dramatically. The human suffering defied comprehension. Families lost their homes and farms. Shantytowns called Hoovervilles sprang up in cities across America, named mockingly after the president. Makeshift shelters constructed from cardboard and scrap metal housed thousands of desperate people. Bread lines stretched for blocks as hungry Americans waited for free food. Malnutrition became widespread. Children went to school hungry, and many families survived on bread and watered-down soup. One observer wrote, "I saw old friends of mine, men I'd been to school with, digging through garbage cans." The agricultural heartland faced additional catastrophe. A severe drought struck the Great Plains, transforming fertile farmland into a dust bowl. Massive dust storms, called black blizzards, buried homes and destroyed crops. Hundreds of thousands of farmers abandoned their land, migrating west in search of work. I hope you're enjoying the video. Please support the channel by subscribing. The Depression's impact extended far beyond America's borders. The United States was the world's largest economy and creditor nation. When American banks collapsed, they called in foreign loans. International trade plummeted as countries raised tariffs to protect domestic industries. Germany suffered particularly devastating consequences. Already struggling with World War I reparations, the German economy collapsed completely. Unemployment reached 30%. This economic chaos created conditions that allowed Adolf Hitler and the Nazi Party to seize power, promising national restoration. Britain, France, and other European nations experienced similar hardships. Unemployment soared, industrial production fell, and social unrest grew. Latin American countries dependent on exporting raw materials saw their economies crater. Even distant Australia and Canada weren't spared. In 1932, Americans elected Franklin Delano Roosevelt president in a landslide. Roosevelt promised a new deal for the American people. In his inaugural address, he declared, "The only thing we have to fear is fear itself." His words offered hope to a desperate nation. Roosevelt took immediate action. During his first 100 days, he pushed through revolutionary legislation. He closed banks temporarily, allowing only sound institutions to reopen. The Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation was created to protect people's savings. The Securities and Exchange Commission regulated stock markets to prevent another crash. The New Deal created numerous programs employing millions of Americans. The Civilian Conservation Corps put young men to work on conservation projects. The Works Progress Administration built roads, bridges, schools, and public buildings. The Tennessee Valley Authority brought electricity to rural areas. Social Security established a safety net for elderly and disabled Americans. Labor laws protected workers' rights to organize unions and bargain collectively. Minimum wage and maximum hour laws improved working conditions. These programs fundamentally transformed the relationship between government and citizens. However, the New Deal didn't end the Depression completely. Unemployment remained high throughout the 1930s, though it improved significantly. Roosevelt's policies sparked fierce debate. Critics argued he'd created socialism and destroyed American individualism. Supporters credited him with saving capitalism and democracy. What finally ended the Great Depression was something terrible: World War II. As war erupted in Europe in 1939, American factories began producing weapons and supplies for Allied nations. When America entered the war after Pearl Harbor in 1941, the economy shifted to total war production. Factories that once stood idle now operated around the clock. Unemployment vanished as millions joined the military, and millions more worked in defense industries. Women entered the workforce in unprecedented numbers. Government spending reached levels unimaginable during peacetime. By 1943, the American economy was producing more than during the 1920s boom. The Depression was finally over, though the cost was global conflict and millions of lives. The war proved that massive government spending could end economic depression, validating many of Roosevelt's approaches. The Great Depression left permanent marks on American society and the world. It demonstrated that unregulated capitalism could fail catastrophically. It showed that government intervention could stabilize economies and protect vulnerable citizens. The lessons learned shaped economic policy for generations. Today, when economic crises emerge, we still reference the Great Depression. Central banks and governments act quickly to prevent similar collapses. The question remains relevant. Have we truly learned from history, or could such devastation happen again? Thanks for watching. Please support the channel by subscribing today.